What if I told you there's a way to learn faster? A way to get way more knowledge from way less teaching? Well, it's not a fantasy. There's a powerful principle in learning science that does exactly that. It's called stimulus equivalence, and we're going to break it all down. This right here is the incredible promise of what we're talking about today. I mean, it sounds like magic, right? You teach just 2 pieces of information, and the brain, it just automatically generates 4 more for free.
So yeah, the big question is, how on earth is that possible? Well, I promise you, it's not magic. It's a totally predictable process, and we're about to show you exactly how it works.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with that big idea of getting more learning from less teaching. Then we'll look at the core tool we use, matching. After that, we'll get into the 3 magic rules that make it all happen, see how it all comes together, and finally, get into why this all matters so much.
Okay, first up, more learning, less teaching. You see, this whole idea is built on something called generative learning, which is just a fancy way of saying that new skills can literally pop up without you ever being directly taught them. It's pretty amazing.
Let's use a really simple example to make this concrete. Imagine we teach a child just 2 things. That's it, only 2. First, we teach them that a picture of an apple goes with the written word apple. Then we teach them that the written word apple goes with the spoken word apple, okay? That's all we do. And now, this is where it gets really cool. With 0 extra lessons, the child's brain just starts making its own connections. Suddenly, they can see the picture and actually say the word. Or they might hear you say the word and be able to point to the right picture. These are completely new skills that just emerged. So how do we build those first critical connections in the first place? Well, it's done with a very simple but really elegant procedure. It's called matching to sample. You show something at the top, that's your sample. Then you give a few choices down below. The learner's job is just to pick the one that goes with the sample. And when they get it right, you reinforce it. A good job, a high five, whatever works. Super simple, right? Now here's the secret sauce. The learner isn't just memorizing, oh, I should always pick the one on the left. No way. The correct answer actually changes depending on what the sample is. If the sample is an apple, the apple picture is the right answer. If the sample is a banana, then the banana picture is right. This teaches them a flexible rule, a relationship, not just some memorized action. Okay, now we're getting to the engine room of this whole thing. Let's look at the 3 properties, the 3 rules that really make all this generative magic happen. The first rule is the easiest one. It's called reflexivity. And all it means is that something is the same as itself. A equals A. This is the absolute foundation of all matching. So for example, a picture of an apple matches another picture of an apple. It seems totally obvious, I know, but this basic skill, matching same to same, is the critical first step. Now, here's where the first real bit of magic kicks in. It's called symmetry. Basically, if you teach a one-way street from A to B, the learner's brain automatically makes it a 2-way street. They figure out the reverse connection all by themselves. Think about it. If we take the time to teach a learner to match the picture of the apple to the written word apple, we don't have to teach them the other way around. They'll spontaneously be able to see the written word apple and pick out the picture. That is a brand new skill, and we got it for free. And now for the big one, transitivity. This is where truly new connections are born. If you teach a link from A to B, and then a totally separate link from B to C, the brain builds its own shortcut. It makes a direct bridge from A all the way to C. So let's go back to our apple example. Remember we taught picture to written word, and we taught written word to spoken sound. Well, the brain combines these 2 lessons and creates something we never ever taught. It links the picture directly to the spoken sound. And just like that, the learner can now see a picture of an apple and say apple out loud. That's a huge functional new skill. Okay, so let's put all the pieces together. When these 3 rules, reflexivity, symmetry, and transitivity all combine and do their thing, something truly incredible starts to happen. Just look at this learning explosion. On the left, you see the only 2 relationships we actually taught. But look at the right. Look at everything that was derived automatically. We got the symmetrical relationships plus the brain new transitive links connecting the picture and the sound. 2 inputs, 4 outputs. That's a heck of a return. And this amazing outcome has a name, stimulus equivalence. It's what happens when all these different things, a picture, a written word, a spoken sound, stop being separate items. They become one, unified concept, an equivalence class. To the learner, they're now all interchangeable because they all just mean apple. So this is all fascinating stuff, right? But what does it actually mean in the real world? Why is this such a game changer for teaching and for learning?
In a nutshell, it's all about efficiency. You're getting a 3 times return, sometimes even more, on your teaching investment. For every single relationship you take the time to teach, the brain can generate several more all on its own.
And this isn't just for learning new words. This principle literally supercharges learning across the board. It's fundamental for language, reading comprehension, and even understanding math symbols. It's crucial for learning foreign languages, where you're constantly linking words to objects and sounds. It's even the basis for how we form abstract categories. And this quote really just nails it. New learning quite literally emerges from things you've already taught. It's not about cramming every single fact into someone's head. It's about teaching the right core connections and then letting the brain do what it does best. So that leaves us with this incredible question, doesn't it? This isn't some trick we're teaching the brain. This is how the brain is naturally wired to work. So if we really understand this process, if we can use it on purpose, what's the limit? What complex new skills are out there, just waiting for us to teach the right 2 or 3 pieces to unlock the whole thing?